Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Matt and I am graduating high school in just a couple of weeks. So I've been thinking a lot about my future. Now, people are always disappointed when they predict the future wrong, which I think we do get it right, it's just in slightly disappointing ways. What if I went back in time and said to you, people will be part machine and computers will run their lives? Cyborgs? Smartphones, which is cool, but definitely not as exciting. And then you ask me how I time traveled, and I say it's just a hypothetical. You can quit talking to me, please. And I really tried to predict how I would feel when it happened, but I turned 18 this year, which right now definitely seems much younger to people than what it was 40 to 50 years ago. And I mean, it was the norm to move out at 17 or 18 and raise a family. Back then I'd have a car, a job to stay in until I retire, and even enough money to buy the kids cigarettes. But nowadays I close out of Instagram because I'm bored, and then I reopen Instagram. Frankly, I'm a little bit embarrassed and maybe even worried for my generation. Just to start out with, our attention span is so short we can't even type small talk. A guy I've never spoken to messaged me on Snapchat, WSG, what's good? Dude, it's 3 letters, just type hey. Texting my mom on iMessage is starting to feel a lot like writing an email. And before anyone says acronyms and abbreviations are weird nowadays, you probably still say ATM machine, so. But I can't really say my attention span is any better than my peers, since most of the written material for tonight was digitally handcrafted by ChatGPT. Speaking of which, shout out ChatGPT for the GED, because if my teachers in the workforce use it to do their career job, then I should be able to prepare accordingly for my future career, a virtual reality chiropractor. Now, as for the generation succeeding mine, Gen Alpha, wow. I mean, I understand the internet isn't great for young minds, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous. When I was their age, my hobbies were painting rocks and collecting Pokemon cards. Now I walk into Target and a 9-year-old is browsing collagen serums and retinol creams with a pink drink. I can almost imagine it'll only go downhill, especially coming from the class of 2024. Despite my incredible burnout, we've managed to put together a great show tonight. Our guests include filmmakers Tim Richardson and Michael Corbettis. Jamal Dukes is our musical guest, and we'll get to chat with him a little bit. And finally, Matt Ream and author Erica Celeste share his story and promote his brand new book. So stick around, we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Late Night with Matt and Cameron.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really excited about this. This is our first show-oriented project. We've worked together on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we have. It's been, what, 3 years? 4 years?
It's been a really long time. I think it's coming up on 4 years of...
Just goofy stuff.
So we've done lots of skit production in the past, comedy-oriented stuff. So this is pretty big for us.
I know, right? We hit the big floor.
It seems pretty early in our careers that we've done this sort of thing. I think that a lot of people don't really get to do this.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to, make it big.
We're already in show business. However it started, I'm not totally sure. Maybe you can jog my memory, but we very, very first started working together on video production pretty humbly, with just making stupid videos to put on the internet. And it's very discoverable under Crazy Dominic on YouTube. And so it kind of just started at your house. We were hanging out.
Yeah.
And what do you think sparked that? Was it boredom?
I'm pretty sure it was boredom because we had nothing to do. We went outside and did the basic kid stuff, but then there's nothing else to do.
Because that was during COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it kind of trapped us at home. Of course, I was always at your house because I probably shouldn't admit that. I think I'm breaking the law by doing that.
Yeah, but no, Yeah, we were just bored, and he was like, I have a camera. And came up with literally the dumbest idea ever and filmed it.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the stuff that we've made before comes out on kind of a whim.
Pretty much.
And as we've progressed, we started making short films, longer form videos,
Right.
and with short films, it's much broader. You kind of need a lot more structure,
A lot more
and
planning.
so yeah, definitely, planning is the big part of this show. That's what took so long to, or what feels like it took long to put together, is a lot of the writing and setting up and stuff like that. I know that I really, really want to work on a feature-length film pretty soon, but I would really like to do it long term and possibly for a career. And so our next guests that we're going to be talking to in a little bit have been working on a feature-length film for kind of a while, and it's almost like a glimpse into the future. So I'll introduce them. If you could go to your podium, please. We gotta get ready for them. Hold on to that. You got butterfingers. If you've seen Harry Potter or other Fantastic Beasts or Spiderwick Chronicles type of media, you might really like these next guys. They co-directed Dr. Spiderwack's mind-boggling compendium of fantastic urban beasts. I want everybody to welcome Tim Richardson and Michael Korobedis on their big feature-length project.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you guys for coming.
Good to see you, Matt.
Hello.
Cameron.
Now, I know both of your faces pretty well. You are my teacher here at Riley. I've worked with you, both of you, quite closely over the past 10 months, I would say, over
Yep.
working on this project. I kind of got wrapped up in the production process after shooting ended, after all of that, and there was a loose cut of the film, and you said that you needed a sound designer.
We said, help!
Yeah, we're driving.
You can do this. Help us.
And now I've seen my fair share of the movie quite a bit over just rewinding and replaying every scene bit by bit. But Cameron, as part of the general public, is intended to see the movie a little bit later.
So, like, what's it about?
Well, first of all, when we first started, when Tim was working on it, wanted to do a Spiderwick Chronicles movie. I said to him, well, I don't know how many people. I mean, it has an audience, but we need
But it
to.
was smaller. You know,
Yeah.
It was big, and we didn't have
Yeah.
the series out like we do now.
Right,
For Spiderwick.
right on what is it, Apple TV, Apple Plus, and then so therefore I suggested, well, then let's combine it with the Fantastic Beasts. You know, the next the sequels after the Harry Potter series.
And the nutshell is just that it's about magical creatures living among us in urban settings. So instead of just out in nature, as people have built cities and that, they didn't really leave. They stayed here, and so you have leprechaun artists, you have a snob goblin.
So, any challenges that come to mind when thinking about the
Just a few,
production?
right?
Yeah, no, okay, I don't have enough fingers to count. Basically, well, it started in 2019, and then with suddenly the explosion of COVID, everything changed, and so we had to change the way we filmed it. We could not be exposing each other to, we had to have distances. So we used green screen extensively. Our studio was a tent area.
And then we had a fire. So in 2019, I was in the old Fun Effects warehouse. A good friend of mine, Vic, let us shoot there, and we were setting up for a giant scene the next day, a big climactic. In fact, that's what ended up being green screen later the next year. And the place caught on fire. The third floor caught on fire. They don't know why. We were in the basement setting stuff up. I was with another person in the film, and we ran out of the building with the owner. I grabbed like one tub of our stuff and went, it's gone. And I was on Amazon trying to order stuff to shoot the next weekend, and then the owner calls me a few days later and was able to get in the building, and the area where our stuff was
Amazing.
did not catch fire.
I also noticed there was lots of puppetry going on.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You guys produced a lot of those characters.
yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So a number of them, we have a sculptor named Todd Davis. He hand sculpted the Goblin puppet designs. Other things, I sort of like found the puppet and then maybe modified it into the thing we wanted, like the Hogsworth puppet. Some were made from scratch.
Where can people watch it at?
Well, it's going to be here at Riley Auditorium
Sweet.
on June 21st.
We're doing the premiere, open to the public.
Yep, and then we're going to show it, hopefully for Wallet, some other spots we've already looked into. So yeah,
It'll be available online if you go to spiderwhack.com. We'll have digital versions, Blu-ray versions, and then lists of screenings. Hopefully, we'll be showing at some film festivals as well.
Seems like you guys have covered your bases on where the public can access it.
absolutely.
Yeah, we try.
That's
After all that
yeah,
work, we try.
yeah,
to
yeah.
get it into
We
people's
want those
hands.
eyeballs. We want
Right.
those eyeballs.
Yeah, so I'm sure this is intriguing to a lot of people, especially those looking for a Holmead vibe, fantastic sort of feature-length film. So thank you guys for sharing
Thank you.
and,
No problem.
and your experiences in that sort of thing.
Yeah, our pleasure, and thanks for working with us.
Yeah, for very little. It's
Yeah.
much appreciated.
Okay.
You be tryna trick, it don't make no sense. That's why I'm out the way, keep me out the mix. I need me a real one, we gon' stack them bricks. We gon' pop our, don't need to worry about it. You be tryna trick, it don't make no sense. That's why I'm out the way, keep me out the mix. I need me a real one, we gon' stack them bricks. We gon' pop our, don't need to worry about it. You can tell me what you want, cause I'm a rider. Just keep it up here, you know I'ma stay beside ya. Yeah, you my slider, I wanna be there to guide ya. I wanna provide ya, I'm never gonna deny ya. I'ma stay behind it. Don't be scared to tell me something. I love when you happy, your smile is stunning. Yeah, I love when you're around me, my heart start jumping. Yeah. Girl, you so pretty, great vibes, it's hard not to fall in love. I wanna be closer, why is this not enough? Hook up what everyone say, I don't give a I want you to be mine, please don't. You be tryna trick, it don't make no sense. That's why I'm out the way, keep me out the mix. I need me a real one, we gon' stack them bricks. We gon' pop our, don't need to worry about it. You be tryna trick, it don't make no sense. That's why I'm out the way, keep me out the mix. I need me a real one, we gon' stack them bricks. We gon' pop our, don't need to worry about it.
So, Jamal, it's great to have you here. Thank you for the amazing performance. Now, of course, there's the overarching question of who would you say inspires you the most in your music?
Okay, so I got my older brother, and then I got my uncle also. All right, those are my two inspirations because, you know, my big brother, he like pretty much helped me improve. I strive to get better because of my uncle, because he started making music in the family.
So what do you mainly base your lyrics off of?
Start writing down, and I'd be like, what should I say? You know, well, what should I say? Then when I find a lyric, like a bar, and you know, something I could talk about, I just gonna keep that going, keep it going. That's pretty much how.
Now, I assume that music right now isn't exactly your day job. You're very hardworking in the community, and then you get home and some inspiration strikes. It's just you, and you're writing a song. What does that feel like for you?
And I feel amazing. You know, because I got a speaker, right? I have to light up speaker, so it light up my whole room. So once I turn that on, and I'm like, ooh.
You like some
okay.
ambience when you're working on it.
What song that you've done so far would you say you're most proud of?
I'm not gonna lie. Freak. Can it be like 2 songs?
It could be your top,
Yeah,
however
top
many.
three.
Top 3? Okay. I'm gonna say my top 3. I'm gonna start off with 3. When I first started making music, I had I couldn't sing. I couldn't do none of that at all.
You gotta learn.
Right. I used to do choir, and so I love singing, and I started doing choir for like a year, and I know I just couldn't sing at all, and it was hard. But then the more I made music, and then last year I made this song called My Love, and it sounded pretty good, and I was like, yo, that's hard. And then on top of that, I was just like, just showing my emotions, you know. And then my second one it's called Carry Me. That song, I'm proud of that song a lot because, you know, I try to use somebody's flow, but I made they flow into my own. And I was thinking about my uncle because he passed away. And then my first one is, what is my first one? 'Cause I got so many good songs.
We know. We've heard a lot of them.
It's either a song called Goals or Addicted from my new album. It's Goals is I'm proud of that song because, you know, you can really see how much I improved in actually like putting my songs together and how they sound because, you know, first I was like, you know, I didn't care, but now I'm just like putting it together, making it sound good, and then make sure my voice is perfect for the beat. You know, that song, perfect.
Do you base your songs off of like just experiences or just like something that just pops in your head? Like I think that'll sound good.
Mostly experiences, cause you know I don't really like if I don't got the experience, like what am I talking about here?
Yeah.
Do you plan on joining a record deal or any of that?
Oh no, I'm staying independent. I heard a lot about, you know, record deals. It's not good.
How would you say that you've worked to brand yourself, advertise yourself? How do you present yourself to people?
You know, I might post a little snippet, or I'd be like, should I drop this, or should I put this in my album, or I do that, or I just post an album cover and be like, it's coming soon.
Are you super aware of the reception of those things? Do you kind of base what you release off of what people react to it?
Or I'll release what I want.
If people don't like it, then that's there.
Yeah, if people don't like it, I know other people do.
What do you promote your music onto? Is it like Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube?
Yeah, it's on Spotify, YouTube, at YouTube Music.
What can people search to find you on the platforms?
Lil Dukes, Lildukes.
Well, thank you for talking to us a little bit about your future endeavors.
Thank you. No problem. Gotcha.
No go.
Our next guest made international news this past December after he survived nearly a week trapped in his vehicle after crashing into a ravine on I-94. Please welcome Matt Ream and the author of his brand new book, Erica Celeste.
I guess this is where we
Thank you guys for coming.
Good to be here.
So by now, lots of people know your story all over the U.S., but it seems like there's kind of a pressing question. It sounds like there was a lot of time between when the accident actually happened and when you received help.
The reason I was down there so long was because you couldn't see the truck from the highway. You couldn't really see any signs of the wreck.
It was a perfect storm, I think, and there was a lot more than just that you were hidden. You couldn't get to your phone. You had told the people here that you were going somewhere else, and the people who were elsewhere just assumed you decided not to come.
So now you're writing a book on the whole experience.
The book kind of covers the full 6 days. So from the time of the wreck till, a couple weeks after the wreck, when I'm getting released from the hospital. But it also delves a little bit more into, you know, my backstory as a person, who I am, where I came from, some of the challenges I grew up having.
When he was down there, there was a lot of, I guess you'd call it maybe soul searching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had a lot of time for reflection and soul searching, and I think some good lessons for all of us in some of the things that he thought about and some of the conclusions he came to.
Absolutely.
So it seems like that's a very personal and deep story.
Yes.
Which means that you guys must have a lot of trust in writing that out effectively. How did you guys form that partnership?
SBS TV had asked to do an interview with him, and so we did that interview, and I think it was even before the interview started. He was saying, hey, I really want to write a book. Do any of you know someone who writes books? And the students were with me, and I were like, I write books. And so that's kind of how it all began.
It seems like you've gathered a pretty positive message for people that have heard about you.
There's a really cute story about the farmer's market.
One of the vendors there, he's from England, and, you know, with this being an international story, you know, he's heard it, his family's heard it. So I go in there for the first time after being released from the hospital a couple weeks ago, and him and his wife make like little greeting cards or thank you cards, well-wish cards, things like that. And we were kind of talking about it because I wanted to start sending out letters to people who had sent me letters. So I asked him, hey, you know, could you design a couple examples of funny, kind of dark, humorish thank you cards? And so he drew a couple of them, and one of them was an astronaut with one leg, and the other one was a kind of like the Jordan symbol, but with one leg. And one of the slogans that he put on there was, you know, Matthew Ream, the who puts the hope into hop, or puts the hop into hope. And, you know, it's funny that, you know, I've approached this with such good-natured intent behind it, and I'm always making jokes about it. And, you know, I think that kind of eases a lot of people's mind about, you know, kind of the taboo or the stigma around amputees.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and sharing your story. I'm sure that lots of people will be very much invested in your upcoming expansion on your story. If you'd like to get some more information, you can go to matthewream.org, and most major retailers will have your upcoming book, Still Standing: The 7 Miracles of Matt Ream. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Late Night with Matt and Cameron.
That's me.
We're going to be heading out shortly, but this...
Oh, no, not yet. Please, no.
This show has definitely signified the end of our high school experience.
Yeah.
We've been in the program running this production for myself at 3 years. Cameron joined 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've learned quite a bit, either in our own time or during class time. But what we've done together has definitely meant a lot to the both of us and in our future careers.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited and I'm nervous for graduation. There's a lot to be said about what high school has been like, and I'm sure that everybody who has past experience of high school, my mom says she doesn't remember it. So I tend to not stress too much over social stuff like that. Now, what are your education goals for after graduation? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to take a year off because it's just build up some money, and then eventually go to school for film, because it's ever since we started doing it, it's really been fun and I've enjoyed it, and I would like to continue learning more about it. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. Yeah,
I would seriously appreciate going to school for film exclusively.
Yeah.
Just because it's really the only thing that I'm truly passionate for, outside of relationships with people.
relationships.
Well, that'll have to do it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Late Night with Matt and Cameron. This has definitely been an experience.
Yeah.
And have a great night.